are we our bodies or are we a thing that floats inside meat, but the thing that is us is something else?
Dude,
and I don't know.
Right. We're just a bag of bones in a
We
freezer,
are.
man.
Just a bag.
What's up, guys? It's Patrick. Before we have a day, I want to let you know that I have a newsletter that is out, and it's exciting and it's fun. It comes out every Tuesday, and you can go subscribe here, and it's just going to be really fun. I'm going to start talking a lot about the things that I do, pontificating a little bit more about processes and tips and tricks as a writer, director, producer, podcast host, radio DJ, teacher, all the things that I've done. I'm also going to be talking about this play that I'm putting up. It's going to be in October. I wrote it, and I'm going to direct it, and I'm actually going to be in it with a huge ensemble of some of my favorite people and some of your favorite people, and I know that because they've actually been on this show. That's a bit of a spoiler, but you're going to find out very soon. I'm going to announce the cast list on my newsletter. I'm going to tell you all about what it's like to make a show like this, something so grassroots in the independent film theater scene of Los Angeles. It's going to be so fun. So go check it out. Newsletter. It's really fun. Enjoy this episode. It's a blast. I have to go actually do it. Bye. What's up, guys? I'm Patrick McDonald. Welcome to Havin a Day. This is a podcast where I take you along with my friends and we go and do something fun, something that needs to be done, something that we want to do. All of the above, none of the above. We'll see. Today is a really wonderful day. It mixes the combination of a place where you go need to do something and a place you want to be. We're going to Costco. I'm going to be having samples. I'm going hard on the samples today. I'm hungry as hell and I'm excited. It is also a warm day. It's June 1st when we're recording this, and this is usually something that happens to me every single year. This will be the last day where I wear long sleeve everything because I don't check the weather as much as I should before I leave the house. So I'm gonna be hot today. The AC is gonna be blaring and that's just gonna kind of be what it is. It's a nice hot LA day and a fun day to walk around Costco. So I'm looking forward to that, especially with these two gentlemen that are joining me. I have such a good time every time I see these guys. They're two people that are high on the list of people that I want to know more. So I got them on this show so we could have a nice, no time limit conversation and really get to know each other a lot more. They're both wonderful guys. You know them from the Dropout and College Humor world. They're great actors, writers, personalities, just dudes in general. I'm sure we're going to get into some deep conversations. There's at least two bisexuals in the car, so you know shit's going to get serious. Please welcome to the show, Grant O'Brien and Ryan Creamer.
Wow.
What did you just say?
I said, say Grant's hot too, and then you did, and he's like,
Oh, Grant's hot too.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Grant's
okay.
hot too.
Okay.
Grant's also hot.
Yeah, I feel hot. Yeah, that makes me feel good.
Oh my gosh. Guys, Grant and Ryan are in the car.
Woo-hoo.
What's up, guys? How
What
are
up?
you? Oh, I should turn my texts off.
Should I read them out loud?
No, you shouldn't read my texts out loud.
The level to which I can't read that from back here, the astonishing distance that is.
And normally you're a great reader while driving, yeah.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? How are you? It's hot today.
Chilling,
I didn't
man.
dress for it. You guys did dress for
Sure,
it.
yeah.
It's nice.
I'm such a sweat monster this time of year.
Yeah.
I've taken to keeping like a dab towel in
really?
Oh my God.
in my back pocket.
Interesting.
I have a lot of anxiety about being perceived as the sweaty guy. Do you guys have
Which
that?
ironically might make you sweat more.
It does.
Right?
It makes me nervous.
My pits are definitely always like the issue, but I feel like also when I work out, I get like a stomach thing,
right
which
here.
definitely
I
means
know
my
that's
gut.
the worst. Yeah, none of my patterns are very nice. for the sweat.
It's pretty grimy.
It's not cool. Yeah, I hate that. It feels naughty. We need to be okay with it.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
nice to sweat. It's good to sweat. It's also very human to
We've
sweat.
all got bodies. We're
We've all
all
got
trying to keep ourselves cool.
That's the truth.
We were just getting started, and you guys were asking. This is look. If you follow me on social media, I was very vocal about how I got my window broken into on Friday. This is that era. This is when we're recording, and so I was going to tell you guys what's going on. I got it replaced by Safelite. It was very easy, a quick replacement. They came to me and did it.
Nice.
Wow,
which
it
was
seems like the
huge.
professionals at Safelite really know what they're doing.
I know what they're doing. Shout out. Would you say that they're great quality? Yeah,
I
would.
see nothing but good craftsmanship in here.
And then you asked what they stole. So they stole a backpack that I had that was full of clothes from a podcast shoot that I did. So just like regular clothes, nothing crazy.
But probably the clothes you wear a lot. Like
if
I'm going on a podcast, I want to wear something like, I feel good. So it's all my favorite clothes.
They were clothes that I wear a lot. They are gone. It was probably 3 or 4 shirts. But then the thing that I'm a little sad about is for this podcast specifically, I've been looking for like a cheap camera to hold in here, like so that you guys can record the outside so you don't have to use your phones. By the way, you're more than welcome to because this thing got stolen.
Sure.
I went to an estate sale. I found a little tiny HD flip cam, which they don't make anymore. And it was this vintage thing. I found it for $15. It was so sick. I was so excited. I was gonna be like, it's gonna be a whole thing. Use the flip cam. You guys were gonna use it.
Wait, am I thinking of the same thing? The flip cam that has a little USB
that pops out?
Dude, I would shoot like sketches in college with that.
I might have one. I think there might be one in a box in my apartment that's moved with me like for 3 apartments now that I haven't used.
Something very special about those, and my problem is I wasn't in the place to use those when they were popular.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, if I just had a flip cam, I would do so much. I mean, I have a phone.
Sure.
Well, but what's like, nice is it's not your phone.
Yes.
What's nice is it's a dedicated tool. It's why I won't, but I admire writers who like, no, I write on a typewriter.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really nice.
It's such a funny in-between technology, too. It's like, what was the DVD but not DVD? It was the one in between. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a transitional piece of technology.
Exactly.
Like hit clips.
Yeah.
God.
So good.
Hit clips.
But that was a bummer. And then they stole a bunch of stuff from my console, but that was all like
Cash.
it was all cash and Skittles. And when I cash a check, I just leave the stubs in here and then I take them out for taxes or whatever. So there's a lot of that. But this is an update for people who watch this. I have a traffic court trial coming up that I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to fight a ticket for unsafe backing that I got when I thought I was in a construction zone. I was trying to back out, but it was a DUI checkpoint and they got mad at me.
Whoa.
I should put on a seatbelt.
But they, you actually should, but they gave me the forms, and so this thief stole all my forms. So another wrinkle now into this court trial is that I don't have the forms that I need to defend myself.
Oh, no.
So now I have to go back to the courthouse and I have to ask for the forms.
You were backing up and it was a DUI checkpoint? They're like, don't you fucking do that?
I'm a fucking idiot. I was backing up and I thought it was just a bunch of cones and slow, and I had just had a migraine, so I was like, I'll just back up and go into another street. And then as I was backing up, I heard like a motorcycle turn on, and I was like, oh, this feels like maybe it's a checkpoint. I went forward, they had me pull over, they held me for a long time and they didn't know what to do with me, and then they're like, we're just gonna give you a ticket for unsafe backing. Now, the long story short is, unsafe backing is a violation that literally directly refers to backing up on a highway at a high speed. And so it doesn't even apply to what was happening.
Right.
And it wasn't even an issue.
Sure.
So I'm going to just kind of say that. But I need the ticket to be like, as you can tell, this was on Fulton Avenue, this was not on a highway, and this shouldn't be my problem.
Dude, the same cop that gave you this ticket broke into your car to steal the papers.
He's fucking coming from the top,
framing you. This is Serpico, but
freaking top.
What a great setup that would be. What a great, somehow this is what's going to expose a dirty cop, and now I'm mixed up in the whole thing.
This is going to go all the way to the top, and he has to stop it.
Yeah, that
anyways,
sucks.
I'm so excited for today. We're going to Costco.
Yes, sir.
At your recommendation, Ryan, you just got a Costco.
I did. I got it. It was like a friend had posted about it that it was like a cheaper. It felt like a Groupon-y, like if you get this in December, which is when I did, then it was at a lower rate. The only time that I went with Teo Yang, and I got to the end, and I brought it this time, so it won't be an issue. But what happened was they don't take MasterCard, which is not something I was aware of.
No.
And I didn't have a debit card.
That's a big one to not take.
That's what I thought. But
that feels pretty big.
You don't take MasterCard.
I was
that's
like,
the big two,
Discover.
right?
No, you have to write us a check.
Yeah.
So I get to the end, and we have this cart full of both of our shit, and they're just like, you have no way to pay for this? And so I'm like, Teo can't pay for it because you have to be a member. So I literally signed up for a Costco credit card to get out of the situation.
That's so
Oh my
funny.
God, really?
That's
I was
so
just
funny.
like, I went over to a desk. I'm like, please, like whatever will make this
help
stop.
me.
It was a nightmare.
This is so funny. I actually got guilted into a Macy's gift card, credit card, a Macy's
Oh,
Amex
really?
card recently. in a very similar situation, which is another story they know, and I can't tell all my own stories over and over. We're not doing that on this podcast.
I bet you're wrong. I bet. Give it a few. Let's see how it goes.
And I just have the same ones over and over.
How much happens to you? There's only so much to talk about.
Honestly, a good thing, a good few things. Do you guys have a good relationship with Costco? I do. I like Costco.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Who doesn't?
You know, I was raised a Sam's Club kid.
Sure.
Really?
Just as I think Costco was not where I grew up. It was just a dividing line. So I've only been to a Costco, I think, once before.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
But what I do know of them is they're supposed to have phenomenal meat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a thing of steaks from my freezer,
I
fellas.
love that.
I might load up on some cocktail shrimp or whatever we need.
So did you have like
exciting.
a fridge clearing out before this? Do you have the space to just fucking dump?
I swear I did. Which is these are the kinds of things I do. I had a bag of bones that I had a bag of bones. I was going to make stock. I had a carcass. I had some carcass in my freezer.
Bag of bones.
I had my bag of bones in my freezer.
I had an old bag of bones in my freezer.
Keep bones in the freezer?
Well, yeah, and I
guess you do.
and I threw them away. It's like I'm never gonna make this
Sure,
stock. Come on.
yeah.
I have made stocks before,
I
but
know.
this is fully from last year. This is an old carcass.
So much of cooking and baking, if we're talking about it, is holding on to trash. Like
Yeah.
anyone who's making banana bread, it's like, that shit's rotten, my guy. Throw it out. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it really induces shame in me when I look in my freezer and see all the plans that I made for myself, and I'm just like, oh, I never followed through with this.
It's two different people for me, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so you got rid of the bones. What else did you get rid of?
No, that's it.
Okay.
No.
There was just a lot of
No,
them.
so you know what? The bag was. It was an awkward shape. It was taking up. It actually really helped. It actually really. I'm gonna have nothing but room for these steaks. I'm looking forward to it.
And I haven't been to a Costco in a while. I got a Costco card a couple years ago because I was an assistant to somebody who had a very specific type of peanut she liked. I've said too much. And they would only come in a box of like 40 different kinds of nuts, and then they would only eat
No way.
the one type, and so then I would have to hold on to all the other ones.
So you get like
Hold on
a
to them.
tub of like a party mix thing?
And then I take out like 8, and I give them to them.
Is crazy.
Anyways, I got rid of the membership because I was never using it because I live alone, and I think shopping at Costco alone, I can't bulk up like that.
Yeah.
It's so intense.
Well, you asked the right question of like, did you clear out? Because you've got to make use of a
Totally.
freezer, or. Well, even something like if you get the paper towels, it's like, okay, you better have a place for the paper towels.
so much.
Which leads me to, Ryan, what are you getting?
Yeah.
I am getting. I was
Paper
gonna
towels,
get paper
perfect.
towels, but I'm getting
Huge.
toilet paper for sure. Weirdly, my girlfriend and I like run through cinnamon. We use a ton of
What?
cinnamon. I know.
Just pound
I do
cinnamon?
like a Greek yogurt, like granola every morning, and I put cinnamon in it.
That sounds
I did that's usually my breakfast. Do you do any fruits?
It's great. I'll put banana in normally.
I'll tell you what I've been on lately.
Yeah.
Half a pineapple.
Really?
I'll cut up a pineapple, I'll chunk it up, get that bromelain in.
Whoa.
And cinnamon?
And some cinnamon, yeah. A little bit of honey. A lot
Pineapple
of
and
sugar.
cinnamon-
A lot of sugar when I'm thinking
That's
through.
okay. I think breakfast is mostly sugar at this point for a lot of people.
Great.
I need someone to cut a pineapple. It's too daunting to me, and I
I
haven't
have a
learned yet.
pineapple cutter that my mom
Really?
gave me. Yeah, you put it in the middle, but I used it once and my friends were like, we never want to see that again. That was one of the most grim, horrifying things we've ever, they were like literally like, we can't watch that happen again. They were like, you used it wrong. It was so weird.
Is
So
it just like
you
sharp
mine.
blades that you're gonna
it
put
like
your hand
spins
down
in the
on?
middle and then you like spin around and then it comes out in like rings, like circular rings.
Ah.
That's you know what? It sounds lovely to me.
It is lovely.
Interesting.
It is nice.
What is your
Um,
breakfast?
My breakfast varies. I love a yogurt.
Sure.
I love a granola. I'm really into granola.
Granola's great.
Granola's fantastic.
I'm a purely Elizabeth guy.
Purely.
It's just a brand that I've decided is my favorite kind of granola.
I get a little weird. I'm like a local granola. I like a coffee shop granola.
Love
I like
that.
people that make their own granola. I'm also kind of look, let's be honest. We're among men here. I'm a sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich kind of guy. I love them. I love them.
I was about to say I need to do more meat in my breakfast because A, I'm going to have a lot in the freezer, but B, there's got to be more options than yogurt or eggs for protein in the morning, which that was what I was about to say, and I realized, oh, meat. Oh, I know what it is, and it's meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, as of recently, because I've been working out for a bit, and I'm like, oh, I'm not really seeing any result.
Oh, really?
So I was like, I'm going to track my like diet and macros and stuff, which is kind of a pain in the ass.
No, it's great.
But it has made me realize, like, oh, yeah, I was just not eating nearly enough. I'm also vegetarian, so I'm like, oh, you really need to be focused on what kind of protein you're getting.
Is it? Yeah. Are you on a workout journey where you're like, I want to start being buff?
I was like, I want to put on a little weight. I've always just been runner, a bit slim. I'm like, let me just for the discovery of this try to bulk up a little bit.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What's the routine? Drop the routine.
The routine in terms of eating or working out?
Working out.
Do you know Jeff Nippard?
No.
I do know Jeff Nippard. Of course I know Jeff Nippard.
He's a YouTube guy.
Do you know Jeff Cavalier?
I sure do.
Athlete X.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So who are these people?
Yeah,
they're
just
YouTubers. They're fitness YouTubers.
Which truly I would not be in the game if it were not for channels that are like, I've done all the science and here's what you should be doing.
So same. So absolutely same.
Right.
It's which is they know we're millennial men who see our bodies changing. They're coming right for us. And you know what I'm buying?
Yeah.
I do. I bought that like colon broom. Somebody found me. You know what is actually? Let's be honest here. There's something that's been frustrating. A targeted ad. I'm getting a lot of like alpha man. Like get rid of the estrogen. Like get rid of your man boobs and get rid of your estrogen. I'm getting a lot of pills like that.
Sure.
And I'm getting a little frustrated by that.
Understandable.
I'm okay with what's going on there.
Right.
Okay, whatever it is.
This is like Instagram you're getting them?
It's Instagram.
Yeah.
But you're right. They are targeting us. And we are so susceptible. We're so susceptible.
I take the pills. I take a pill to keep my hair. And it was advertised to me first on the internet.
Is it Hims?
It is Hims.
Yeah, I've gotten
That's
that.
a company of real professionals.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Safe Light.
That's right. Roman fucking sucks. Roman's for people who don't know science. They don't know ball.
I feel like I need to get back into workout. I've just been going back on really long walks.
Oh, that's great.
That is such a good.
It's so good for the mentals.
It's really nice.
And I'm gonna drop some YouTube on you too. That's really good zone 2 cardio because it's a cardio that you can sustain for a long time at conversational pace.
Yeah.
They say more and more like, oh, that's what keeps you alive is that kind of cardio.
Do you guys have like feelings of? I'm very kind of cognizant of the idea of a midlife crisis. I think we're all gonna hit them early because we're like working harder and burning through our lives.
Sure.
I'm squarely in midlife. What early are you talking about?
That's a good point.
I don't know how long you think people live, but I am about halfway through.
I'm just gonna park over here and then we can chat a little bit more.
Dude,
Right.
November I took a motorcycle class.
You did?
Great. How was it?
I was originally going to do it with a friend and they bailed last minute for like other reasons. So I'm like, I'll still do this. But after doing it, which was very fun to learn, I'm like now trying to like navigate getting one. But I'm like, oh, this is as midlife crisis-y externally as it could look.
Was it a bunch of other like kind of daddies, 50s, 60s?
It rocked. It was definitely some Target demos you're thinking of. Dudes in Punisher t-shirts.
Good.
But what was funny about it is dudes in Punisher t-shirts like stalling out, like not knowing
That's
how.
so.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's the dream.
Because
that's
it's a bunch of people.
It's
like,
a class.
I love a class. You see how vulnerable people like. I want to do this, but it's like the aesthetic was there, but the skills were not. It was awesome.
Wow, that's.
But it was crazy. It was 2 or 3 days, which is not enough time.
No.
I would need like parking lot time to continue doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you get to gear up too, and that's one of the great things about a new hobby. I was
100%.
But once I have my bike, think how fucking sick I'm gonna look with my leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So wait, you feel like you're in midlife, Grant? Do you feel like things are coming up for
mathematically, yes, I am in midlife.
Statistically, you are.
It was just my 39th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, also, we're talking about a different scale too, because we are in the queer world in our own special, fun ways. And that's aging in that world is really hard.
Yeah, it's no good. Yeah.
It's rotten.
Yeah.
It's rotten to the core.
I remember when I was turning, I was like 29, and I was friends with a lot of people who were in their 30s, and everyone would be like, actually, your 30s rule. Your 30s are, and they were right. It's like, oh, I know a little better what's going on.
Yeah.
I've got a sense of things. No one says that about your 40s. No one's like, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm really glad I turned 40.
So are you hearing nothing about 40s?
No,
or, yeah.
I'm hearing silent. There are people that I am sure are 40 who aren't telling me.
I think they just go in. Everyone goes dark.
Yeah. I might make you cut how old I am. Just you can say it. We might blur it. Yeah, we might not leave that in.
Now, the silver lining I'll take from
it.
that is that there might be a little desperation when people are like, oh, your 30s. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think with your 40s, maybe there's just people like, who do I need to convince?
I think you're 100%
You
right.
know?
It's like we're over that, right?
Right.
We know we're dying.
Right.
We're dying and this is it. But 40s, I mean, it really is changing. They keep saying that we're like in the era that like we're about to see, like the person who's going to live to 200 is already born or 150 is already born. Like they're saying stuff like that.
I don't believe it.
You don't
That's
believe
crazy.
I don't believe it. That's too much zone 2 cardio they'd have to do.
it. So much zone 2.
How do you feel about the process of aging and dying?
I think I'm okay with it. I always felt like I was like older than the people around me. Not better than, but I feel like I had like different. I was like, why do you guys care about this? I'm not interested in this. But it's because I was like 8 years old and watching Cheers. So I was
Sure.
I was like so excited to be like a regular.
So this
in a
was
bar.
not like a 20s thing of like, oh, I'm not a big going out guy. This is
No.
like at every stage.
No, but I love going out.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like I love going out. I love being out. I also stopped drinking like 6 years ago, and I think that's changed my relationship with going out because it has to be intentional. Like everything I do is more intentional. There's nothing I can say that's an excuse because I was drunk or whatever. Like
Totally.
I'm very like I see my own mirror like very frequently.
Yeah.
But at a certain there's a point where you can go out dancing. The only reason to go out dancing is because it's intentional. Like there's no more like I'm going out because that's what all my friends are doing.
Yeah.
That is a nice thing about getting older is like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. My friends will stay my friends.
We were just talking about this, Grant, before off pod. We have both been dancing recently and our legs are hurting. I was dancing last week and I woke up and I couldn't move until like 11 a.m.
Oh, man.
I was like, I was just dancing.
Yeah.
This body, it's done so much. But I took like a shrooms trip a few years ago once because I have like body image issues and I get frustrated about my body and whatever. And then I had this like realization where I was like, oh my gosh, like everywhere I've been, my body's been there too. Such a shrooms thought.
Sure.
But very much like, I'm so grateful, like everything I've gone through, it's been there with me.
Totally.
You know, and so I'm so grateful for it because it survived everything.
Yes.
The best moments, the worst moments, the pain moments, like the ecstasy moments, like we've all, it's the same body has gone through all of that.
Yeah.
Well, but that's an interesting thought because it makes you separate from your body.
Yes, and that's the other thought, because brain is in my body, and that's a weird thing to
I know.
do.
How are we our bodies, or are we a thing that floats inside meat, but the thing that is us is something else? And I don't know.
Right.
We're just a bag of bones in a
We are.
freezer,
We're
man.
just a bag of bones, baby.
man.
Also, I'm very fully into this, but it really made me laugh thinking that every car in the Costco parking lot is having this conversation.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's just like
talking about their
digging
bodies.
in.
We just see lines of, it's like a drive-in movie theater. Everyone's in a podcast stall at the Costco, just like doing their own thing.
Gosh,
It's so funny.
I wonder if when I die, anyone will remember my name. Anyway, let's go get pudding.
Let's go get pudding. It is a fascinating, it's a very weird world. I don't know. Do you guys like believe that like I do think that there's something going on. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, that our ability to like contextualize the world and think about the world, I mean, it's not even just our brains that makes us different than like animals and other things around us. Like there's something going on, and that's where I'm getting to. My long thought is that's like the difference between us and animals is the ability for us to make art. I really think that, and I think we need art because our brains are so complex and confused that art simplifies our emotions into tangible ways that other people can use.
We
For
can
sure.
And we
represent
built that.
ideas.
Yeah, and we built that
Yep.
because before art, everyone was chaotically feeling things they didn't know why, and there was no way to pin that what you were feeling was similar to what another person was feeling.
Right.
And so that's why art has been useful to be like, wait, you feel that? I also feel that. And that person that feels this, put that in their art.
But what if AI made your art instead?
Took
the onus off of
Well,
you.
let's think about
You wouldn't
that,
even
though.
have to do it.
It
Let's
sounds
think
way
about that.
sicker. I'll tell you that.
It does sound sick.
It does sound
and
sick.
faster.
Yeah.
This is sort of tangential, but it was a weird thought. There's a Kurosawa movie called Dreams, and it's just like he's the director, and he's like, here's a bunch of fucking dreams I've had in real life.
Whoa.
And he's an older guy, so all the dreams are about like man and nature. And I'm like, it's so weird that now my dreams have like Bert Kreischer in them. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many dreams. Like the way our minds have changed, and it's like, oh, I used to have this guy had dreams of this beautiful ravine, and like all the a town full of watermills had. And I was like, this is crazy.
I had a dream a couple weeks ago that the subway takes guy was my landlord. That
You
was
know what?
it.
That's a successul
And
show.
was
He
like,
can afford the
What's your
building.
take? You pay me too much rent. Disagree. I disagree.
Dude, I would be such a hater for those clips because I was just like, every time he's like, hard agree. I'm just like, dude, what is this? Anyway.
Shout out to that guy, man.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
I wish I thought of hot ones.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know how good it
I
would
know.
be for me if I had fucking subway takes?
know.
I can do that. I can do that job.
Dude,
Look,
100%.
we all have those things.
Cast me.
Actually,
Whoever's casting the subway takes.
cast me, please. Wait, this does bring me. I was gonna say if we can get to this organically, then I want to talk about it. But just speaking of things on the internet that you do that become a thing, I want to talk to Ryan about your Pornhub thing.
Oh,
that you
sure,
did.
yeah.
And I want to talk about your journey because it's one of the most interesting things I've never gotten to fully ask you about.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you were kind of an influencer on Pornhub for a little bit.
I was very accidentally.
Yes.
That is what happened.
Yeah.
It was
So
like,
what happened? How
it
did
was
you start that?
2018, I was working when College Humor still existed, essentially to a BuzzFeed capacity of putting together. What is this?
This is Mance.
Can I have it?
Yeah, this is the only perk we have. Okay.
Doing essentially like BuzzFeed listicle curation. That was like my job. And I think creatively I was like trying to spill out and do it because whatever. So I was on Pornhub, and I think it was truly like weeks after they announced this as a thing, which is like you could create your own account, like get verified and like partner with them essentially. And so the second I saw that, there was really no sort of, there's no story behind this except from being like, that'd be kind of funny, and then doing it. And then I made like 2 videos, posted on Twitter that I made it, and I was like, well, you know.
What were the first 2 ones you did?
The first one was I tuck you in after you come, and it was like POV, just like me in my room, and like clearly no concept of where it would lead, like so many comments being like, this dude's room is fucking gnarly. You know what I mean? Like, I did one with like in my like bathroom that involved a shower. I can't remember what the premise was, but it was like, dude, that's the fucking nastiest shower caddy I've ever seen in my life. And they were right. It was so disgusting. But anyway, yeah, it fully was out of my hands after 2 videos, and was, I guess, unsurprisingly pretty big on Reddit. It kind of spread around, and I was just like, you know, why don't I try to do 1 a week with the knowledge that this is probably a finite bit. You can only, you know, you don't want to run it into the ground.
For sure.
But yeah, the success of it, Sam Reich, when he was in New York, was like, we got to have you come out.
Wow.
We got to have you come out to LA. And so I was like, all right, I really loved College Humor for a long time, and I wanted to, earnestly, I was like, I would love to be in this cast. And then the company shut down.
It's so fascinating.
But yeah.
And
What
you were
time,
like, did you go to the Pornhub Awards?
I did go to that. What year was that? I was out here in LA, and I was nominated for Best Twitter.
I didn't realize you were nominated.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I was nominated for Best Twitter, which I was like, the fact that I'm nominated, I feel like they're going to give me an award just as a recognition, but I lost.
That's so funny.
I lost to, I think, Riley Reid or someone.
It's so funny to nominate you, but give it to someone who makes porn.
I know.
Absolutely.
It was so funny. A crazy
that's
experience.
Crazy. And then you did collabs with like porn stars too.
Yeah, since when I came out to LA, that became much more like possible. I think there was just a lot more porn stars out here, and it was so wild because like the amount of videos that it was run and gun. It was shot with an iPhone and just like, you want to meet in a park? Like,
That's so
just
crazy.
public, let's try to make it as not creepy as possible.
Gosh.
And yeah, it was so insane.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nominated at the Pornhub Awards for Best Twitter. that's preserved in amber in time.
It's so
That's
amazing.
such a in 20 years, no one will have any idea what any of those things are.
That is like a 30 Rock specific.
Wow,
It's like insane.
That's so
Did
funny.
you ever have anything, Grant, that you were like, this is my period on the internet that I'm going to go hard and this is going to go big? I have something like that. I made a blog once called My Most Self where I was like, I worked in an office that was completely alone and I'd take pictures of my boring office outfits and I'd take pictures of my lunches and I would post them every day. And it was like, I did it for like a week. I bought a website for it and I was like, this is pathetic.
That's funny.
I've always, something I'm not good at is having an idea and making that idea be reality. That is truly
sense.
like
Yeah.
I'm a good collaborator. I'm crappy at just doing a thing. It's
Yeah.
a recurring issue in my life. That said, I was in a sketch comedy group right out of college. That we were a bunch of NYU students in a sketch group. It was one of those.
Okay, hold on a minute.
It was one of those.
NYU
Yes, sir.
students in a sketch group?
I know.
Yes,
I
sir.
know. That's right. And all of us, God, now I'm trying to remember how many people there even were in the group. Anyway, the one of the things we did was we had blogs, and all of us, I think, wrote 3 blog entries before the whole thing stopped.
Sure.
But they're still on the internet, and one of mine is so nightmarishly. I'm going to say it, and I might not let you keep it in. But it was a long essay about how I think it would be a good idea if Tina Fey were to date me, which is
Grant.
my skin's crawling thinking about it. I can't sit still.
Grant.
I know, and it's on the internet now. It's
Grant.
on the internet, and it's not funny.
Oh, no,
like some of
Grant.
it's like I meant it as jokes, but
Of
it
course.
comes off. I didn't know
Totally.
how to write comedies. It's
Totally.
like, no, that 22-year-old wants Tina Fey to date him.
I do think, Grant, on a very deep level, one of the reasons why I feel so akin to you in some ways is
My heart's pounding.
is
Anyway.
your genuineness. Like you and I think we both came from tragically genuine places growing up where
Yeah.
we had to learn that like we had to go through a lot of cringe of our own self cringe. Maybe you did this too.
Oh, sure.
And then you like you figured out a way to like weaponize it for comedy.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's so much real stuff I have on the internet that is like heartbreakingly, like agonizingly genuine.
Yeah.
And that's brutal.
It's
Yeah.
brutal. It's great.
Yeah.
It ages poorly.
Totally.
I love it when people like bring earnesty and
Yeah,
a sense of
yeah,
truth.
yeah.
Of course.
But people change, and
course.
so that truth doesn't always age
And the
great.
political sentiment of like 2008 also, or like, I mean, I wouldn't say 2008, 2000, like 2 to 2006, if you were posting stuff online, then there's even this thing of like, well, we can all have our differences, but politically it's okay. And it's
Yeah.
like, that was like a weird, especially I came from Texas, so there was a lot of like, well, everyone's allowed to think what they think. And it's like, that's not true.
But there's also something to
crazy.
recognize. Like I liken it to like growing up in the era where there was a desktop computer and that's how I had to watch porn. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like this tight window of time where, of course, there was a ton of earnestness early internet because it was like, what, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, of
it's
course.
easy to with the lens now look back and be like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah.
But it's like, of course, people were approaching it that way. Like it was
Yeah.
new and
What were your first screen names?
oh god.
I know. Yours is going to be brutal. Yours is going to be so bad. I can start mine too. Mine was, my brother said, well, we need to make you a screen name. And he said, well, what do you like to do? I was like, well, I play the keyboard. I was in piano lessons. It's like, I play the keyboard. He's like, great. Well, your name will be Keyboard. And then that was taken. So like, we got to add some numbers.
Oh, no.
So it was just Keyboard 172. It was just Keyboard.
That's like randomly assigned ass.
I know. It's like a Wi-Fi
fucking-
network, like
yeah,
a router,
yeah, yeah.
like an automatic router.
That's your password to this day.
I just played keyboard. So like I'm on the computer and my name is Keyboard.
Dude,
That's not even the keyboard I'd think of relating to computers.
mine's so embarrassing. It's simply because I liked Yao Ming, who was a basketball player,
Oh, no.
and I was short, not tall, so I was Mini Yao Ming 111. Which like we don't have to dig into.
That's just not how I describe you, I guess. That's not.
You're 100%
I
right.
wouldn't
Describe you
consider
that
you
way.
the mini Yao Ming in any way.
It came from an earnest place. There was no
course.
fucking like edgelord. It was just like, I like him. I'm not tall.
I had actually something similar. I was a big fan of WCW, and The Big Show was my guy because he was tall and I was tall.
Yeah.
No.
But and he went by Big Nasty Bastard. That was his like.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the Big Nasty Bastard.
That's great.
That was taken. So I
Keyboard 125.
no, that would be better. No, I thought I played around with the alliteration and said I'm going to just do something similar, and I landed on Buff Nasty Boy. When I was like 12, I was Buff Nasty Boy. I'm sweating.
I can't breathe.
It's what?
I don't.
Some little boy signing on the internet as Buff Nasty Boy.
And I'd get into like chat rooms, like WCW chat rooms. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
For different reasons, those are 3 of the worst screen names.
No, that went about as badly as it could have, guys.
So
that didn't
special.
go well at all.
That is so special.
I'm so much better for that.
Oh my god,
that's
I'm
so good.
happy to hear all of this. Okay. On that note, we should go into Costco.
Let's fucking
My
do it.
question is, it's kind of a yes daddy vibes, right? You have to do everything for us. Like I can't buy like a pizza. Do I need the card to buy a pizza?
Well, I think it's like, we'll just Venmo. I'll put it on the
Okay.
card.
No, yeah, no. Well, you're paying for it.
No, we
but
need your
like-
permission.
But like you have to like buy it from even the
I
pizza
think it's
place.
like from the pizza, maybe you need to scan it, but I've done it with other people.
Okay.
I'm out of practice.
We'll have to go for you. For
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, great. All right,
excited.
we're gonna go to Costco. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Hell yes.
Bye.
Okay, we're just getting back from Costco, and we realized that I don't have any storage in my trunk, so we're building it around Grant. So that's what we're doing right now. How are you feeling, Grant?
Good, but I haven't seen my fucking big tub of lotion yet.
Oh, don't talk about your lotion as the first thing.
It's good. It's good. It's nice and rich. Thank you very much. Good. CeraVe moisturizing cream. You know, you can use it on your face and your body. I use it post-swim. Yeah, when I think about old Costco, you know, I think to myself, there's so many monologuing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, there's not room.
Alright, I'm gonna put the card back.
Yes, there is. I'll put it on my lap.
Do you want this? Here.
Ravioli was a good idea. Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. That was Ryan,
Well,
which was a really good idea. You got your lotion? It's right there.
you know what's nice? This one has a pump, and the current one I have, this is my gym bag lotion.
Okay.
It doesn't have the pump, so I just have to open it up and scoop it up with my hands, and then
It's too much.
goo myself.
There was a period, we were talking a little bit about the pandemic. There was a period during the pandemic. Let me just fix this and so I don't keep talking. There was a
No,
period.
that's gonna sound great.
No, it's gonna be good. There was a period during the pandemic where I was like doing full body lotion rub downs. Like,
I'm.
do you still do that?
I do it every day.
You
I
cover your whole body.
after every shower, head to toe.
No way.
Head to
Grant.
toe.
Do you do that?
I should. I don't.
I do. I should too.
Very poor moisturizer.
It's I do it at the gym in front of people, and I don't even care anymore. I'm so quickly one of like the old men in the gym locker room where it's like I'm clearing my throat really loud.
Oh my God!
Spitting in the shower,
just walking fully naked like a Bigfoot.
Not fully naked. I have a shirt on and no pants or underwear.
No fucking way.
Long socks.
That's crazy. Boys, we're leaving Costco. What a successful trip and Sunday overall.
Truly was.
Let's do some
that
quick
is
recaps,
perfect Sunday, actually.
This
phenomenal.
is the most Sunday vibes I've ever felt. Let's recap really quick. What was going on in there? We got some good stuff. Any highlights of things that people want to kind of shout out, things they got? I saw some ibuprofen.
we got a lot of ibuprofen.
I got my Aleve. I was saying inside. I found out as an adult that I'm allergic to ibuprofen.
Whoa.
So I had switched. I'm a naproxen guy now. It sucks. It's not as good.
That's even though it doesn't give you an allergic reaction, it's
I know.
worse.
I'd rather have the allergic reaction. I miss Advil so much.
Oh my gosh. The samples were, I would say, medium to bad. There was no hot samples. It was all kinds of basically breads with sauces and butters on them.
Sure, yeah.
Which was kind of a bummer.
I got like a baby food one. And
I was just gonna say, I tried that smoothie one too. That was
pretty good.
That was the one that wasn't bread.
You really had to stick your tongue in there too to scoop it out. It was quite an exercise.
Quite indelicate.
Let's just briefly touch on, because I don't want to embarrass Ryan too much.
Oh, it happened again. It should be touched on.
Okay, so we kind of had a huge meltdown. Grant went to the restroom and came back and basically saw a woman scolding us and talking to us like we were a baby because he used the wrong card.
So
at checkout.
I did walk back to some energy. I was like,
man.
something's
we were
going
really
on.
ashamed.
The Costco card says Costco membership on it. That's what I used to scan us in, and it worked fine. I tried to scan it to start paying, and it instantly, like, a red message came up, like, help is on the way, motherfucker. And it was just like, this is old, outdated. Literally, I could feel the face that I looked in Patrick's eyes. I was like, I feel 9 years old right now. And I was just like, it's happening again. It's fucking happening again. Turns out it was the Costco credit card that I bought in a fucking cold sweat last time is what I needed to scan. And my membership is actually outdated. So she had to void it, and that was pretty much it.
I'm also sorry. Why would you scan a credit card before you pay for something? It's so counterintuitive, and I would never think that.
I do have to stand up for you a little bit.
I felt insane.
Their system was the strange one, and you couldn't use. You had to use the gun for certain items, but and it couldn't be done the other way.
She was talking.
That's unusual.
I mean, she was talking to us like it was second nature and so easy, and it's like, yeah, if you work at the crazy factory, it doesn't feel crazy. What do you want? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Of course, I don't live here, dude. You do.
No other grocery store works like this. You've been to other grocery stores, right? Look at this.
I can't fault her. She received the baton, and like what the prompt she was given by us was like incompetence, and she just like, all right, I'm gonna be handholdy, and so she was. She was. Patrick,
she was
stop
very
touching.
handholdy.
Stop putting your hand on the thing, like guys.
She kept getting mad at me because I was putting weight on the scanner, and to be honest, I didn't think I was. I don't think I was putting weight. And she said, I told you. And she was like, you got to scan these we got 2 lemon juices. Big lemon juices. They look delicious, to be honest. But I know I can't drink them alone. I know.
You're going to drink those?
I'm going to put them in water. They look like a lemon soda, but I know they're straight lemon. I'm not going to do it, but they look delish. She was like, you got to scan them. She was like, oh, you scanned them both? And I was like, yeah, they're 2 different items. She's like, no, you're supposed to scan one twice. And I was like, I didn't know
That's
that either.
crazy. That's not usual.
I have to say, though, she gave enough of a smirk. Like, the worst case scenario is someone who's, like, so tired by this that they're going to, like, quit
She
this
was
job.
great. She had a sense of humor about it.
She, like, the fact that she was
right.
smirking was like, all right, I don't feel as embarrassed as I could.
She's like, I'm sticking around because you guys clearly need me.
You motherfuckers.
She did it with a laugh, but
If
she
you-
was laughing at you.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
If you need me to need you, then go ahead. I'll need you all you want. It was so funny. And then we got a pizza, and we got the double chunk chocolate cookie. Shout out to AJ and Big Justice.
Yeah, 4 booms at least.
4 booms at least. It was really good, and I was really surprised because I don't love a chunk cookie.
Yeah.
I like more of a narrow chocolate chip cookie. So that's kind of something to think about.
Was there a layer of goo in the middle?
It was.
There was.
Yeah.
There certainly
That's
was.
what you want in a chocolate chunk. Is you want that center bit.
Should
It's
we
really
become the new
nice.
Costco guys?
We
Except
could.
it's not 2
We
children
can't
and an
do
adult
booms
man.
though. Yeah, it's 3 men.
It's 3 men.
That's good.
Hey, do you guys like adults? Well, we've got some comedy for you. That is kind of my pitch to people.
Comedy
Sort
for
of like,
adults?
well, watch me on the internet the way you watch them, but different.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Comedy's for adults now. Yeah, really nice trip overall. There was something that came up that I wanted to talk about, but I forgot what it was.
Grant did not end up getting any meat.
Grant didn't get any meat. That's
I couldn't
something
do
to
it.
talk about.
And it was beautiful. Did you see those axe handle ribeyes? They were gorgeous.
Sure.
Nice.
Gorgeous prime beef. I just can't have 7 pounds of it in my apartment. I
it's
just
too
can't.
much.
I live alone. I did clear out the bones, but there's not that much space in my freezer.
It's just too many bones. There's not enough
It
room.
does so many bones. Oh, but think about with that big bone from the ribeye. Think about you could save that.
Oh,
use it in the
nice.
stock. Wouldn't that be good?
Easy.
It would be really, really nice. Oh, it's the toilet paper.
Ah.
So there's a big divide here, and I've never thought about this. So there's extra strength and extra soft.
Yeah.
Between the two of
A
us,
house
write in the
divided.
comments right now, between Ryan and I, who's extra strength and who's extra soft. And pause, and now we're gonna tell you. I'm extra soft.
And Patrick did get it first, extra soft. And I will say, I probably some instinct kicked in where I'm like, I can't copy. If I were alone, I would have gotten
He's
extra
gonna-
soft.
he's gonna figure out most.
Guaranteed.
So
I'm
now
gonna
you have
heal.
the perception that you have the grittiest, toughest.
Yeah, I got
hardest
sandpaper
clinging-
for my ass.
The strong is the way to go. Look.
Well, but how much shit are you scooping off that thing?
Well,
Why does it have to be? I was like, why is it? I want it to be soft because I want it to feel good.
do you really want the answer to this?
Oh God, I know the
I do.
answer. Go ahead.
I from time to time
Yeah, I
struggle with what's it called? It's an anal fissure.
Sure.
It's a cut on the butt.
Yeah.
And so what I'll do is I'll scoop up some Vaseline with the toilet paper
Ah.
and daub it on my shitty asshole.
Sure.
Okay.
Is this what you want for the podcast? I'll scrape
I'm cutting everything but this.
I scrape the petroleum jelly and
Good.
some
Okay.
of my shit off
This
of
is
my
good.
butthole.
Good.
And so I need a nice strong piece of toilet
Wait,
paper
so the
that can hold
fissure
up to
is
that.
just a frequent reoccurring fissure?
Yeah. It's
Ah.
I'm told once they start coming, they
don't
stop coming. Back to the rules and you hit the ground running.
That's what that song is about.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Listen, I think it's okay, and we need to start talking more about butt health. I think we don't talk about it enough, especially as men.
Are either of you bidet boys?
I am not. I think he's a buff nasty boy. though.
Ah.
Well, and I'm thinking about like how much better it would be just for the plumbing of my apartment instead to be a bidet boy instead of flushing Vaseline down it all the
Yeah,
time.
sure,
But
sure.
whatever, I don't own it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I cut that guy off a little bit. Yeah, I'm not a bidet. Are you a bidet boy?
I wasn't, and then I went to an Airbnb, and there was one there, and I was like, "This is awesome!" So I got one, whatever, like a $70 one. On
It must be
Amazon.
nice. It
Yes.
feels wonderful. I recently got like rose water like butt wipes, like nice like kind of like wet butt wipes.
Sure.
To keep in the house. I got too many. I have so many butt wipes. But it's nice to
He
have.
said leaving Costco.
I already had them, grandfathered in. But yeah, I don't know. It's when I first went to college, I went to school in Boston, and it was like I was walking so much. I like actively like gave myself hemorrhoids in the first.
Whoa.
And I like couldn't sit down, and I was like, I don't know what happened, and then I had to use a lot of creams and like fucking do a lot of stuff.
Sure.
But
Do you
it
have a
was
sitz
changing
bath?
everything. No, what's that?
It's like a thing you can soak your butthole in.
Okay, great, cool.
Yeah, you can soak your butthole in it.
I'll go 134 and then up.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I like the tact that was attempted there, like the
I-
searching for.
I wanted so badly to say something else, and I just realized I didn't know how else to
Yeah,
describe
you
it.
put your fucking hole in it.
You put it over your toilet and you dip your sore butt in it.
Put your fucking hole in it.
You put like Epsom salt in it.
Well, speaking of, by the way, how is the bathroom at the Costco?
Good question.
It doesn't feel like those are always very good.
If I hadn't come back to such a fucking catastrophe, I would have told a story about
Please do.
the toilet paper, not the toilet paper, the paper towel thing wasn't working, and there was another roll sitting on top of it, indicating that okay, just grab it and
course.
do. And I did, and then I spun it I lost control of it.
You lost control of it. What do you mean you lost control?
I picked it up and then I bobbled it I bobbled it into a stall and it streaked like I was TPing the bathroom. Like I was TPing the bathroom.
This is like a fucking
Paddington scene.
It rolled a little bit.
This is Mr. Bean, full on.
Well, it unrolled for a second, and I fixed it. There was no one in there. I was in there alone.
What do you mean? What do you mean you bobbled it until
it went over? I went out of my hands, and it went over the wall of one of the stalls.
At what speed were you doing this?
It took a couple tries. I tried as hard on that as I tried to not say soak your buckle.
Wait,
and here I am.
I have so much respect for holding on to that story until right now. That is so funny.
You think that happened 20 minutes ago? It's so crazy.
You two fucking losers are up there blowing it.
That's very
blowing
fair.
it. I'm not going to come back there and add to the incompetency.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
No one saw mine.
Okay.
I got away with it.
All right, I get it. Are you, Ryan, are you clumsy? I feel like you're very dexterous.
Oh, wow. I'll take the compliment. I feel like I'm probably in the middle. I wouldn't claim either very strongly.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm deeply clumsy, and I've talked about this on the podcast. I actually haven't referred to this yet. Many people on this podcast have said that they immediately diagnosed me with something called dyspraxia.
Whoa.
People have come for me with this shit.
What is
Do they
that?
think you have dyspraxia
with
too?
dyspraxia, yes.
Really?
It means being clumsy. It means being medically clumsy.
But it also means there's a lot of symptoms to it. It starts at an early age, and one of them is bad, kind of weird walking, and drooling.
Get out of my fucking face. Look, yeah, all right. So I walk weird.
I walk weird too.
What am I we're all just doing our best.
Well, I think we are tall boys.
I also
Grant, you're
think
taller than me.
Yes.
And you're not conditioned to learn about your body as you're growing that fast. So I really think that I was all hands and feet for a while. My hands and feet were so big and my body was so wiry and skinny. I would run into literally everything in the world.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying we're two gay boys who don't know about our bodies. Yeah. Oh, those two little homos who couldn't play sports? Yeah. That's why. That's why. It was dyspraxia. Yeah. That's why the gay boys aren't sporty. It's because of their dyspraxia.
Where's the Call Me By Your Name where Chalamet is fucking tripping all over Italy?
That's so
what I
funny.
want to see.
That's actually really funny.
Clumsy little gay boy.
Just he falls off a swing and then it hits him in the head. I guess he is 17 in that movie. I don't know.
He eats a peach and it squirts him in the eye. He falls out of the window. That's what I want to see. Man, you know what? Well, it's
Hollywood's
okay.
not brave enough for that.
God, no.
They're not ready to show it. You guys are having yourselves a day. You're going to the gym after this, Grant.
Yeah.
What is
you know
it?
why? Because I'm strong and capable.
Okay.
I'm a strong and capable person.
All good. All good, man.
All good.
Ryan, you got some time.
Yeah, I do got some time. I'm probably just going to sulk for the rest of the day.
Nurse my grudges.
Do people call you Creamer?
Yeah, it was very, I would get mods on it in high school. Any sort of, I would go by last name for sure, but as an adult, it kind of has faded.
Creamtown?
Yeah, Creamtown, Cream Puff, Cream Dog, Creamsicle, all the sexual ones too, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Cream Puff.
Yeah.
Is that bully vibes?
I went to an all-boys high school, so there was definitely shades of it, and then there was, the line is tough to parse.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, it's
affectionate as well as...
Are my friends being mean to me? I don't really know. They're my friends, though.
For sure. And at that time in life, at least for me, I'm like, oh, being recognized anyway seems good. I won't fight back.
Freshman year of college for me, I was in a sketch troupe, and I got in the mean group. I didn't get into any other ones, and I ended up loving them. But
the mean group,
they were all really mean to each other and really intense.
Oh my!
And this is a crazy story. It's going to be a word that I can use sometimes, but I'm going to use the word just to warn you. But I basically, every show, when we picked the title of our sketch show, it came down to two options. One option was the one we went with, and then they would write on the board, Faggy Patrick. Every single show. Every month, for a year.
That is mean. You're right. That's a
mean
mean thing to
group.
do.
And I was not out. I came out at 27.
That's-
I was
Oh,
very much
man.
not out, but they just thought it was so funny to over and
turn
over and
hero.
over all call me Faggy Patrick,
Oh my lord.
which was really crazy.
Did they ever go with that for the name?
No. Now I go with that.
You know what you should have done?
Yeah.
You should have written an essay about wanting to
Here, if you
date
want.
Tina
Oh, there,
Fey.
that works, yeah.
About
You could have gotten away with it.
Oh yeah, I'll go in here.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
It's crazy. Like I was about to compliment the like culture of your college to have so many sketch groups that one can own mean as their aesthetic.
brand.
Like that's such a thriving comedy scene.
There were sketch troops were our frats at Emerson College.
No way.
And there were like 8 or 9 of them, yeah, and it was really crazy. It was like kind of constant because there was like the improv troupe, there was the video troupe, and they all had their own little things, but we had our different parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. Did you guys do comedy in college?
I did, yeah. It was like one little black box theater though.
Nice.
And they just kind of had, this is a sketch team, improv team, stand-up team. That was kind of how they did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you?
I went to school in New York, so I did like.
Oh, right, you went to
I went to
NYU.
UCB to do stuff.
Yeah,
Like I didn't do
yeah.
any of the college sketch
Yeah.
groups, but I was doing stuff. I was tangentially doing it.
So
Right.
interesting. It's out there. You know what I mean? I shouldn't even say this. There's like videos and stuff where you're like, is it
Oh,
good?
sure.
Is it good that these videos are? I mean, you can. I'm not.
It's
I
not.
don't. I don't have access.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't have access to the college comedy videos.
Oh yeah. I think I've made attempts to be like, hey guys, can you take some of this? Can you take this down?
Oh, I feel that about things I made like 6 years ago. I feel like
Yeah.
the curve is short now.
For
I know,
sure.
it's really
for
crazy.
Sure.
It's funny the contextless way that people clip stuff too. I'll see a college humor video that I'm in, all of a sudden I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of my favorites that I ever wrote was called Faggy Patrick. And we can't use it. We can't do anything with it anymore. Yeah.
Imagining the YouTube like font and like the mouth.
That's the name of show and big bold letters.
Oh my god.
When the Patrick is faggy.
The guy who Faggy Patricks.
Oh boy.
Did they
Bro
give
didn't
it?
see it coming.
Did this mean group give it evenly, or did you feel like I am being picked on?
No. You know what? You know what's funny about it? I think in many ways in my life, I had been bullied at certain points. I think again, being genuine and sincere. There's times where I've been like mocked or whatever, and you
Sure.
have to realize that those people are just deeply cool and you deserve it. Those people are insecure.
They're very quick on their feet. They just nail me
I
every
wish I
time.
was
Better at
them.
this than
Right,
I-
right.
And I don't have bitterness for them, but I would walk away being like, these aren't my people.
Sure.
And I'm gonna be fine. But I think they bullied me. Also, that's the toxic thing about bullies back then and all, like when you this casual bullying in a friendly friend group vibe, they acted like, well, he can handle it. So like when there's other people in the group that are clearly a mess or weird or strange, but they can't bully them. So I'm gonna bully the guy that like takes it. And so
Totally.
it's like you just become that person. And I've been
Totally.
that person before. a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Like they can handle it because they're strong, so I'm gonna be so actually mean to them.
Yes.
I've made that my brand. Yeah. Patrick, there's fame and fortune in it, let me tell you.
You actually do. You get a lot of it. Has it ever been too far? Have you ever been like, that's enough?
You know, it's when it's strangers try to get on.
Yeah.
It's like the people that do it now, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm 39.
Yeah.
Like now I have people in my life
Grant,
that
I don't
are
have
that
that
are
much
good
time to
at
edit.
it. Good at it.
You know what I'm saying? I can't edit it. No, to keep going. No, but you got better at it. Yeah.
But so the people that do it know what they're doing. You know, it's
Sure.
like people who can give it and take it. It's
Yeah.
when people like jump in and are like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're a fucking weird slut, right?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you don't know that.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely. Yeah.
There's a weird parasocialness to that too, where it's like clearly there's a degree to which you're like, oh, I'm your friend.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you
Yeah.
watch quietly.
yeah.
Whatever happened to watching things quietly? I love doing
know.
that. I don't want to interact ever, but get in the comments.
It is funny. I mean, like, I think I feel very lucky with the types of fans that are in this internet world. By and large, in the Dropout Smosh improv community, you guys are like lovers and fans of these things. And so I feel a pretty solid sense of safety sometimes. I did recently get somebody texted me being like, "What's up, Patrick?" And then I didn't respond. And then I got 17 New World Order, Doomsday, Mark of the Beast, like the rapture is coming and here's what you need to do.
Whoa.
Things, 17 pictures from that person. So if you're watching, thank you so much. I blocked you. I shouldn't say any of this. I'm terrified. But it was really scary. And I sent it to some friends and I was like, what is this? This is really weird.
Oh my God.
I mean, the mark of the beast that's
pretty
the
intense.
most horrible thing to get.
It's the mark of the beast.
That is
It's
stressful.
just signs. It's like, here's how, it was like an infographic. Like, here's how to see if, like, here's how to, like, know the mark of the beast. It was like a Canva kind of like, so you're looking
funny.
to find the mark of the beast.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know.
is
Is there any weird thing that did you get any weird Pornhub stuff?
Weirdly, I feel very privileged because I feel like the bit afforded a lot of people to be in on it in a way that was like, because it was like a wholesome kind of character thing.
Yeah.
And it felt like sort of sex positive. Like it felt this weird chord where it didn't strike people largely in a bad way. Having said that, towards the end of my run, it was like, oh, Pornhub's got some things, you know what I mean? And that's when I was like, maybe I should duck out of this, you know what I mean? Around that time, I certainly was getting like, oh, you stand by this sort of like, put your, sail on this ship. And I'm like.
That is the tough thing about being, like, I think I'm on record as being extremely sex positive and pro sex worker. And then there's a point when it's fucking dark. And it's
Totally.
like, oh, and then it turns a corner. And it's like, well, I'm not on board anymore.
Totally.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I think from just my perspective, I imagine this happens to a lot of people who will get a sort of question like this is when you do something that was just kind of a joke and you don't expect it to go anywhere and then you have to answer for things. You know what I mean? It was like, not to excuse myself or have any sort of like political answer about it. It's just like, it's dizzying to be in that position to begin with.
Yeah. And I think so much of the internet, the vibe is, what's interesting about this is we've thought too much about it. But we are people that it's like, you can really circle yourself and find things that are gonna not line up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like we're improvisers or people that are talking or like following inklings of comedy of like we think this is funny but we haven't necessarily parsed it out yet. And so like,
which isn't necessarily to say like
it's not bad to call it out.
Yeah, we should be held to account
for sure.
But I don't like it. I'm not psyched when it happens.
It is a part of the job now.
Yeah,
and it is like it is, and it should have always been, but it is now, and you have to understand that, and you got to come from the right intentions, but you have to know.
I didn't like side work when I was a waiter either, but it's just part of the responsibility.
Yeah. A buddy of mine years ago had such a funny comparison where he was like, imagine like John Belushi creating a Squarespace for himself. You know what I mean? Like the way in which comedians are now like your own PR team, your own marketing, your own everything. It's just like, you used to be able to just run through walls on cocaine.
I miss those days.
And that's what comedians are good at. Like it's like that, all that other stuff is like, well, that's hard.
Totally.
I really do admire the two of you for being good at like having an idea and following through on that, because you've got to have know-how to make that happen, which is outside of the skill set of having a funny idea. Of being funny.
I did see somebody recently. Maybe I've already said this on this. I probably have. Look, 3 stories, guys. But basically someone saying you can't move to LA anymore just to be an actor, just to be a writer, or just to be any of that. You kind of have to move here to be a creator. You have to come here and be like, all right, I'm going to write and direct and produce this thing that I'm going to be in, and I'm going to make all of this, and I'm going to get a crew together. And it's like a sad reality, but that's just the truth.
For sure.
Don't come here for one thing anymore. You might be able to get away with it, but you need to know how to do the other things now.
You do need to be an actor and
something.
Or sometimes the cases, and I mean this, like I'm an actor and I'm really hot. But like I mean, I'm not like I have a couple things. I'm an actor and I can sing or whatever.
Sure.
It's like they can be related, but but if those things aren't true, you better learn to code. Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me.
Dude, this is blast.
I'm going to the gym after this because I'm hot as fuck.
Ryan's going to the gym, getting a pump. What is it, leg day? Arm day?
It's back day.
Back day.
Good.
Are you going to use that lotion you brought?
That's for after the pool.
Oh, okay.
It's very actually. It's very funny to get real slippery before back day. I want to really make it challenging when I'm gripping that bar. I really don't want to.
Based on what happened in that bathroom, you don't need any tools.
Look, I have dyspraxia. Okay,
Dude, slipping off the pull-up bars.
no.
Like a red panda at the zoo.
All right, go follow them on the links and stuff. Bye, guys. Go have yourself.
Take care, all.
Bye.
Bye.